everyone, and welcome inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. I'm Matt Florjancic, joined by Logan Rogers for tonight's call of this Ohio Athletic Conference women's volleyball match between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and their cross-county rivals, the John Carroll University Blue Streaks. The Yellow Jackets come in with an 8-9 overall record. They are 1-2 in Ohio Athletic Conference play, and they are in search of their first home victory. They've only been home twice prior to tonight, and they are 0-2, but they are coming off of a straight sets victory over the Wilmington College Quakers. On the flip side of the ledger, John Carroll comes in with a 13-6 record, 2-1 in Ohio Athletic Conference play, and they are 5-2 away from home. And Logan, when you look at these two teams, they appear to be headed in different directions, but this is an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to make a statement here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously started conference play with a tough loss to Mount Union here at home. Really nice job of responding, going on the road at Wilmington, taking care of business in that once, getting off to a really fast start, and then finishing it with a hard-fought final set to sweep it in 3. And now, as you mentioned, only played 2 games at home so far on the year, but this tonight is the beginning of a 3-game homestand when you count the tri-match on Saturday, by far the longest of the season. So this is where the Yellow Jackets need to make their mark if they're looking to do something in conference play. Yeah,
and you mentioned that tri-match on Saturday, October 14th. Baldwin Wallace will play host to Muskingum for a 12 o'clock first serve. Then they will host a neutral site game between Muskingum and one of the powerhouses in Division III volleyball, Juniata out of Pennsylvania. So it's a big opportunity for the Yellow Jackets. Like you said, large homestand, 3 straight matches for BW at home, and really 4 out of 5 if you count next week, as they'll be home next Saturday afternoon, October 21st as well, against Otterbein, with the away match at Heidelberg on Wednesday, October 18th. So a lot of opportunities for the Yellow Jackets here as they get into the heart of Ohio Athletic Conference play, and no better opportunity than what's in front of them right now against the John Carroll University Blue Streaks. And as I mentioned, they come in with a 13-6 record. They're riding a bit of a hot streak right now. They are winners in 4 of their last 5 matches. They've defeated Penn State Barron in straight sets, Wilmington in a 5-setter, and then Bluffton in a 4-set match on September 30th after a 3-1 loss to Heidelberg on October 4th. They come in on the heels of a 3-1 victory over Marietta. Right now, we're going to step aside for the national anthem, and then we'll come back for the starters and a first serve from Ursprung Gymnasium. Welcome back inside Ursprung Gymnasium. Again, Matt Florjancic and Logan Rogers on the call of today's matchup between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the visiting John Carroll University Blue Streaks. Taking a look at the starting lineups first for the John Carroll Blue Streaks. At outside hitter and right side hitter, 5'10" junior from Chicago, number 1, Marissa Lynch. At setter, a 5'8" senior from Pittsburgh, Maddie Mazarars. defensive specialist, a 5'6" senior from Clarence, New York, number 4, Lexi McDonald. At middle hitter, a 5'10" junior from Barberton, number 17, Jessica Little. At middle hitter, a 5'11" sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois, number 18, Kendra Zabinski. At right side hitter, a 6' senior from Cleveland, Ohio, and St. Joseph Academy, number 23, Jennifer Fulmer. And at outside hitter, a 5'8" freshman from Twinsburg, number 24, Haley Williams. The Blue Streaks are coached by Michelle Benoit. She's assisted by Brooke Turner and Kit Ladovich, as well as Joe Dreyer. Starting it off for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, the defensive specialist is a 5'2" junior from Avon and St. Joseph Academy, number 1, Lauren Gardner. At right side hitter, a 5'9" junior from Westerville and St. Francis de Sales High School, number 5, Allison Weiner. At center, a 5'8" senior from Hilliard Darby High School, number 7, Olivia Zawadzki. At middle hitter, a 5'11" sophomore from Temecula, California, number 13, Malia Thurber. At middle hitter, a 5'11" senior from Willoughby South High School, number 16, Isa Luciano. At outside hitter, a 5'8" junior from Aurora, Illinois, number 21, Sam Rueda. And at outside hitter, a 5'11" sophomore from Naperville, Illinois, North High School, number 27, Gabby Schlecht. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Christina Foltz, who is in her second season with the program. She is assisted by Anthony Winter, T.R. Harker, and graduate assistant Sophie Chacon. The Yellow Jackets will be in white uniforms with Baldwin Wallace written across the front of the jersey and gold numbers on the front and back with brown trim, the libero. Lauren Gardner will be in brown with Jackets written across the front of her jersey and white numerals on the front and back with gold trim. John Carroll will be in all blue with blue streaks written across their nameplate, the JCU logo on the front, and white lettering and numerals on the fronts and backs of the jerseys with white stripes on either side. John Carroll will hit left to right here in this first set. BW will hit right to left. John Carroll will start the match on serve, dropping back to serve it. Maziars will serve it up for the Streaks. Right-handed serve played by Rueda up to Zawadzki. Out to Rueda, and the John Carroll Blue Streaks send it back over in 2 hits. BW plays it up to Thurber, and she puts it down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Good start by the Yellow Jackets in that loss to Mount Union last Wednesday. They spent an awful lot of time playing from behind. It's a good opportunity for them to try and build an early lead with Olivia Zawadzki on serve. It's played up to the net by John Carroll, and they hit it into the umpire. Out of bounds. That results in a Yellow Jacket point, and they're up 2-0.
Yeah, and you nailed it, partner. Most of the wins for the Yellow Jackets this season coming in straight sets. So when they get off to a good start, it's almost a surefire thing that they're going to finish.
And it's played by Williams in the back row, up to the center, back to Williams with back row attack. Gardner takes it up to Zawadzki. Left-handed hit by Weiner. Somehow kept alive by Olivia Zawadzki and sent over by the Jackets. Quick hit at the net by Little. Played up by Gardner. Rueda with the hit over the net. Now quick tip by the Blue Streaks, handled by a diving Gardner. Up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner. played by the back row for John Carroll. Little with a hit, it's blocked at the net. Now another block for the Yellow Jackets. Gets sent out to Williams, played by Gardner, up to Zawadzki. Thurber with a hit, it's down for a Yellow Jacket point.
What a start we're seeing here, partner. The energy difference between today and last week versus Mount Union, you mentioned night and day. We've seen great communication out of the gate and some real nice concentration to go with it. They are playing a team determined tonight.
The Blue Streaks send over the free ball. It's played up to Zawadzki. Big swing and a finish at the net by Malia Thurber. And the Yellow Jackets, to your point, Logan, they're coming out with, no pun intended, a point to prove tonight. Zawadzki stays on serve, and she sends it just wide of the sideline. Tried to get it in that back corner, but hugged the line a little bit too close there, and it's out of bounds for a Blue Streak point.
Yeah, that's one of those things when you have a lead of 4 points, something like that. You can try something like that for sure.
Yeah, Williams serves it up for John Carroll. Rueda sends it over, but it's sent right back toward the Jackets. Now Weiner puts it over. Mishandle by the Streaks as Lynch tried to take the ball with both hands, and it caromed funny. It rolled off of her fingertips instead of going straight up and out. It went up and back, and the Blue Streaks couldn't control it. It's out of bounds. Yellow Jacket point. Sam Rueda on serve. It's played over to Lynch, and she puts it down in front of a diving Rueda for the point.
I think Rueda really thought that was going to get blocked at the net. A bit of a late dive there, anticipating the carom of the ball at the net, but unable to get to it. But for the most part, we've seen a really discombobulated Blue Streaks team so far, and on the opposite side, a really, really well put together Baldwin Wallace side.
Zawadzki hustles down nearly into the crowd to try and track down a third hit, and she made a heck of an effort, but the official in the far corner said it was out of bounds. Point to the Blue Streaks. But to your point, Logan, the Yellow Jackets seem like they're in much better rhythm early on in this match. Not something you'd expect to see out of John Carroll, but just like that, the Blue Streaks get a couple consecutive points, and they're within one as they've cut the deficit to 5-4. Little stays on serve. It's played by Rueda. Up to Zawadzki. Thurber with a big hit, handled by the Streaks. Up to the net. Now it's Fulmer with a roll shot. Played up to Zawadzki. Thurber again with a hit. It's through a block. Played by the back row. Over to Lynch. It's down from a block. Weiner and Thurber went up for it, and they put it down for the Yellow Jacket point.
Weiner and Thurber having a really strong first set here at the net, meeting a lot of balls right as they come over.
And Thurber will take a seat, and she'll be replaced by senior Isa Luciano. Big block at the net. It's Gabby Schleck coming up with the point for the Yellow Jackets, and she gets a big bear hug from Isa Luciano in recognition of a great effort. And the Yellow Jackets playing with a lot of emotion, but it's controlled early on. Gardner stays on serve, and it's played right to the net, tipped by Weiner, and it's going to be an infraction against the Yellow Jackets. Not a bad idea by Weiner. The execution of it, though, didn't work out quite as they planned. Point to the Blue Streaks. The Yellow Jackets still in front, 7-5. And it'll be Haley Nicholson checking in and going on serve. It's played by Rueda. Hustle play by Zawadzki to send over on a free ball by Gardner. Up to the net. Big swing, and it's out of bounds. Mary Kate Sheehan put it wide of the sideline. Weiner and Zawadzki will check out. Coming in, a freshman and middle hitter from Tiffin Columbian High School, number 10, Alexis Smith. And a sophomore setter from DeLand, Florida, number 6, Katarina Blazetic. And Blazetic will go on serve. It's played up to Nicholson. Big swing at the net, and it's down for a Blue Streak point. Substitution for John Carroll. Peyton Maiozzi will come in, and she will go on serve. And a brief conversation by one of the floor officials with Coach Benoit from John Carroll, and then heading over and talking to Coach Christina Foltz for the Yellow Jackets. And after a quick talk with the table, whatever issue has been resolved, and the Blue Streaks will go on serve. It's played by Rueda up to Blazetic. Quick hit by Luciano, and she was a little bit too far across the net to do what she wanted. She hit it right into the net, and that results in a Blue Streak point.
Yeah, jumped a bit early there, got it right on her forearm. Unfortunately, just hit it into the net.
Miozi's serve is an ace as it goes off of Rueda out of bounds. And we are even at 8 in this first set. It's received by Schlecht on the back end. Blazetic up to Luciano with a soft tip. And now John Carroll will play it over a free ball. Gardner up to Blazetic. Big swing by Smith, and that's going to get over. Tip at the net. It's down for a point. Isa Luciano with the point. And that was really set up by Alexis Smith, coming in with the big left-handed swing to get John Carroll off balance.
Yeah, Alexis Smith's done a great job coming off the bench this year so far and giving some much-needed energy to the Yellow Jacket team. And then Luciano, as you said, able to finish it, has great touch right at the net.
Schlecht's serve is played over by the Blue Streaks, but is played over the back line. And that's out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. And it'll be Gabby Schlecht who stays on serve. She has 15 service aces on the year. That's good for 4th on the Yellow Jackets. And put the broadcaster jinx on the young lady as she sends that serve long. And now John Carroll goes on serve with a chance to even things up, and it'll be Lexi McDonald who goes on serve. And she has 20 service aces on the year. Rueda receives it in the back row, up to Blazetic, out to Smith, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Alexis Smith has been one of the brightest newcomers for the Yellow Jackets this season. And Isa Luciano will go on serve now. The floating right-hander. Played up to the net. Big swing by Little, and it's down for the point. Maziars and a Fulmer come back for the Blue Streaks. Maziars will go on serve. It's received by Schlecht in the back row up to Blazetic. Tip at the net by Thurber, handled by the Blue Streaks. Now it's sent over by Williams for the Blue Streaks. Goes over. Somehow the Yellow Jackets keep it alive. Schlecht hustles after it. Rueda sends it over on a free ball. Tip at the net by John Carroll. Handled by Schlecht. Up to Blazetic. Over to Rueda on the left side. And it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Thurber, Smith, or Blazetic out there, but one of them at the net, able to, in a split second as that tip came into the left, able to dive and field it with one hand to put it back into play. That's really what set that thing back up.
The Yellow Jacket serve goes wide of the sideline. It's a side out for the Streaks, and they cut the deficit to 1, 12-11. But going back to your point, Logan, excellent hustle by the Yellow Jackets up front to keep that ball live and give themselves a chance at a point. Weiner with a left-handed swing, gets it over. It's handled by the Streaks. Williams with a left-handed swing, blocked at the net, and that got on Sam Rueda in a hurry, and she couldn't keep it alive. Williams' serve sent up by Gardner over to Weiner. She puts it into the back row for the Streaks. Now Lynch will hit it over, and it splits Schlecht and Gardner perfectly and gets down for the go-ahead point, the first lead of the night for the Streaks. They take a 13-12 edge over the Yellow Jackets. And Williams' serve goes long. Good decision by Schlecht along the back line to let it go. That'll even things up at 13.
Yeah, as discombobulated as we've seen the Blue Streaks look at times, still able to tie it up here. And we'll see how the Yellow Jackets respond, but can't you feel that sense of urgency that we didn't necessarily have against Mount Union here when we were last Wednesday?
Yeah.
It just feels different. Energy's different in the building.
No doubt about it. The tip at the net by Schlecht goes down out of bounds, but off of Fulmer, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And just like that, BW's back in front with Sam Rueda on serve. It's played up to Maziar's big swing, but it's blocked at the net by the Yellow Jackets. Now Williams with a big swing, and it's somehow kept alive. Gabby Schlecht dives to get it over, but Sam Rueda and Gardner each dove to keep it alive in the first place. And now Olivia Zawadzki hustling after the ball to keep it alive. She sails under the net and on to John Carroll's side of the court. But, man, the Yellow Jackets, they are going all out tonight.
I mean, OAC action. What can you say, man? Conference play. You're trying to get back to the 500 mark within your conference. No better time to hustle like that than here tonight.
So the Yellow Jackets can't get a handle on that serve, and John Carroll goes in front 15-14. And it's Little on serve, and she puts it into the net to even things at 15. Lauren Gardner goes on serve. She tries to go wide and far side, and she sends it into the net for a Blue Streak point.
After all those hard-fought points, seeing a couple service errors here. Some tired players out there right now.
Yeah, tired legs, and we're not even through the first set yet. Rueda on the serve reception. It goes over, and it's down inbounds for a point. And Coach Benoit absolutely disgusted with the miscommunication by her team, and she puts that clipboard right into the deck here at Ursprung Gymnasium as we're even at 16 with Katarina Blazetic going on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Right-handed swing is blocked at the net, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. The Yellow Jackets have some height up front, and they know how to use it. Isa Luciano getting in on the mix there and helping the Yellow Jackets get another point. Blazetic on serve, and it hits high off the receiver, but somehow John Carroll sends it over. Gardner with a first hit. Rueda got caught going to the left. The ball went to her right, and she couldn't get a read on it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, partner, Coach Benoit not happy so far. Been a rough first set here for her main libero, Lexi McDonald. Just looked like a little bit of a defensive lapse. Just didn't see the ball come in and let it go off. And then that last set, the last point, right there, just not how you would want her to play it. So it's kind of tough when your leading defensive specialist is just having a rough game.
Yeah, absolutely. Big swing from Williams, and she puts it down for the Blue Streak point. They go ahead 18-17, and Miosi will stay on serve. It's received by Rueda, up to Blazetic. Big hit from Schlecht, and it's out of bounds off of the first touch from the Blue Streaks. Good hustle right there by Haley Nicholson with the dive to try and keep it alive as it sailed past the John Carroll bench, but she was unable to do so. The Yellow Jackets get the point. They go back on serve, and they're even at 18. Schlecht with a floating right-hander. Played by Miosi, up to the net. Williams with a hit. Handled by the Yellow Jackets. Blazetic up to Luciano. Good dive by John Carroll, and somehow on a tip on a free ball, it's down for a John Carroll point. McDonald will go on serve for John Carroll. They lead it 19-18 here in the first set. Gardner on the reception, over to Blazetic, now to Rueda, and it's going to be hustled after by McDonald, sent over by Miosi on a free ball. Schlecht up to Blazetic, over to Smith, left-handed hit, through a block, and it's out of bounds off of the Streaks for a Yellow Jacket point. We're even at 19 here in the first set. First one to 25. You got to win it by 2. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if at any point in this match we have to go to extra points to close out any set. Luciano on serve. Soft tip of the net. Dive by Blazetic. Over to Luciano. Then a left-handed hit by Smith. It gets it over. Now a quick hit by the Streaks. It's Little at the net. And that's down for a point.
Yeah, nice job by Little there, just spotting the hole in the middle of that Baldwin Wallace defensive area, putting it right down for the point, and now 2019 Blue Streaks.
Maziarz and Fulmer back for John Carroll. Maziarz on serve. Rueda with the reception. Up to Blazetic. Back to Rueda. And she hammers it down with the right hand for the set tying point. We're even at 20.
These kills coming in fast today for the Yellow Jackets. We've seen a number of high-velocity balls go over the net.
The Yellow Jackets with a couple substitutions as Zawadzki and Thurber come in. Right-handed hit played by the Yellow Jackets over to Rueda, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point off of the set from Olivia Zawadzki. And with that, we have a timeout by the Blue Streaks with this opportunity. Want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospitals, Drzezinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match against the John Carroll University Blue Streaks on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the timeout on the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Zawadzki, Schlecht, Gardner, Rueda, Weiner, and Thurber. On the floor for the Streaks, it's Fulmer, Little, Maziarz, Williams, McDonald, and Amayozi. And it's off of the Blue Streaks. It's an ace for the Yellow Jackets. That's Olivia Zawadzki with her 26th service ace of the season, and that now breaks a first-place tie with Katarina Blazetic for first on the team.
No, really crucial, I was just going to say, to get these last 3 points. You really want, especially in a tight set like this, you really want to get the first one of the match here and kind of build the lead, because I think we're in for a long night.
Zawadzki's serve played up, and it's blocked at the net by the Yellow Jackets, sent over on a free ball. Gardner plays it up to Zawadzki, over to Rueda. It's down. Yellow Jacket kill. They go in front 23-20, and to your point, I agree. Get the points, win and where you can. Try to take the set when you can, and get ahead of the John Carroll Blue Streaks, because like you said, this has the makings of a classic. Tip at the net, played up by a diving Zawadzki, then hit right back over by the Streaks. Up to Zawadzki, over to Rueda. Roll shot over the net. It's handled by John Carroll. Big swing from Fulmer, played over by Zawadzki. Handled by Williams. Back to Williams off the set. It's blocked at the net. And the Blue Streaks hit it into the net. Yellow Jackets on set point, 24-20. Olivia Zawadzki will stay on serve for the Yellow Jackets. She'll play it over with the right hand. It's Williams in the back. Now it's Fulmer with the hit. Over, it's blocked. Blue Streaks keep it alive. Back to Fulmer, left-handed hit. Dive by Schlecht to keep it alive. Over to Zawadzki. Off the mark with the set, but Rueda sends it over anyway. John Carroll with a hit. It's played by Zawadzki. Up to Gardner, over to Rueda. Off the top of the net, John Carroll plays it. Now Maziarz over to Fulmer, and she tries to get fancy with a quick tip at the net, and she sends it wide out of bounds. The Yellow Jackets take the first set, 25-20. We're going to step aside for a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have second set action for you right here from Ursprung Gymnasium at Baldwin Wallace University. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's women's volleyball action tonight as the Yellow Jackets play host to the John Carroll University Blue Streaks, and BW takes a 1-0 lead into the second set as they were 25-20 winners over John Carroll in that first set. They switched sides in between sets, so the Yellow Jackets will hit left to right across your screens in this second set. John Carroll will go from right to left. And on the floor for the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Zawadzki, Thurber, Weiner, Rueda, Luciano, and Schlecht. Gardner getting ready to check in for the Yellow Jackets.
And one thing I saw, partner, in that first set that really stood out to me was that there's not as much height on this John Carroll team as there has been on Mount Union and the Case Western teams that we've lost to at home before. And that's causing these balls to come in at a much lower angle, and it's been very successful when the Yellow Jackets have came up to get the block. And I think it may have something to do here with the fact that we're not dealing with as much height. At 6 foot's the tallest John Carroll volleyball player. And we've seen 6'2" and 6'3" in this gymnasium before, and I think it's really maybe an underlying factor here.
I've seen 6'4" from Otterbein too, and the ability to cover at the net when you have a wingspan that is over 6 feet it's pretty hard to hit around you. This is one of the times where the Yellow Jackets actually have a height advantage, ironically enough. They don't face it too often, but just as we say that, the Blue Streaks will make a change up front. They're going to sub in a 6-foot freshman outside hitter from Kirtland, number 25, Natalie Glow. Olivia Zawadzki will go on serve for BW. On the floor for John Carroll, MacDonald, Maziars, Glow, Fulmer, Little, and Little misses the tip. And a hustle play by Lynch, who was the 6th Blue Streak on the court, goes under the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And again, we see John Carroll after that in-between set respite coming out looking a little bit out of sync. Zawadzki with the right-handed serve. It's played over on the first shot and then hit down by Sam Rueda. Point for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Sam Rueda's on fire right now, averaging over 3 kills per set. And I think if she continues to play like this, she's going to be well over that number tonight.
Yeah, she's looking like a young lady who's having a career night. And Thurber now on the serve reception that went long. Puts it down for the Yellow Jacket point. It's 3-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. And Coach Benoit is instructing her charges on the court to start to try and make better plays on the ball. The Yellow Jackets get an ace from Olivia Zawadzki as that ball lands just on the right side of the line for the Yellow Jackets, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Zawadzki on serve, and it's down again for an ace. Back-to-back aces by Olivia Zawadzki. Puts it down for the Yellow Jackets and gives BWA 5-0 advantage.
Yeah, Lexi McDonald over there, defensive specialist. 2 really tough balls to judge on those last 2 points.
Tip at the net by Glow, played by Gardner, up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner. It's down with the left hand, and the Yellow Jackets come out swinging and finishing at the net and take a 6-0 lead in the second set, forcing the early timeout by Coach Benoit.
Yeah, partner, and we talked about it as we went to break. This Blue Streak team just really seems really lackadaisical today. We've seen kind of just mental lapses all over the place, and coming out in this second set, the Yellow Jackets wasting no time in getting out to a 6-point lead, and definitely, as we mentioned before, sense of urgency all the way up to 100 today.
Yeah, and I think you can see that by the way they scored 2 of those points off of the serve reception that went long and right over the net. The Yellow Jackets didn't play around. They went right for the kill, pun fully intended on that, and they finished. Thurber put down a point. Then, another finish at the net by Sam Rueda. And when you can do that, you kind of take the wind out of the sails of the opponent when you get those fast points. You don't even really let them get into any kind of rhythm before you start putting in work and going and handling the net, playing and finishing at the net. I mean, that is good, sound, fundamental volleyball by the Yellow Jackets. Finish when you get an opportunity. Out of the timeout, Thurber, Rueda, Weiner up front for the Yellow Jackets along the back row. Schlecht, Gardner, and Zawadzki on serve. Zawadzki with the right-handed serve. It's played up to Maziarz at the net. Right-handed hit, and it's down for a Blue Streak point off of the deflection. That's Liddell with the hit. Now Glow will go on serve. McDonald, Maziarz, Lynch, and Fulmer rounds out the 6 on the floor for the Streaks. They trail at 6-1. Gardner on the reception. Up to Zawadzki, over to Rueda on the right side. It's tipped. Then Rueda with a quick instinct with the left hand to get a hand on it, but then it caroms off of her arm over the Yellow Jacket bench and out of bounds for the John Carroll point. Glow with the jumping right-hander. Received again by Gardner, up to Zawadzki. Now to Weiner, left-handed hit, blocked at the net. Thurber keeps it alive, tipped by Rueda, handled by the Streaks. Over to Fulmer, left-handed hit, played by Zawadzki. Up to Gardner, over to Rueda, block at the net. Rueda with a dive to keep it alive. Over to Zawadzki, now to Weiner, and it's down, up for a John Carroll point off of the block.
Yeah, so credit the Blue Streaks here, coming out of the timeout a little bit refocused. Got their legs back underneath them and came out with 3 points, so we'll see how the Yellow Jackets respond here.
That cuts the Jacket lead to 3. They lead it 6-3. Schlecht on the reception, up to Zawadzki. Now Rueda puts it down for a point, and the Blue Streaks saying that ball was out of bounds, but the official gives the point to the Yellow Jackets, and now Sam Rueda will go on serve. Right-hander played by McDonald. Over to Maziarz, now to Lynch. Blocked at the net, but it's through a block of Thurber and Weiner, and it's down for a Blue Streak point. Timeout on the floor briefly, and now John Carroll gets the signal and serves it over the line. That's Liddell on the serve. And the Yellow Jackets will get the point and go on serve. It's Lauren Gardner to send it over. It's played up to Maziarz. Fulmer with a left-handed swing, played at the net. Zawadzki. Now Gardner with a hustle play back to Zawadzki. She'll send it over on a free ball. Maziarz with the set. Fulmer with a hit, and it's blocked by Gabby Schlecht, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Christina Foltz comes away from the bench with her hands extended as if she were signaling a touchdown in celebration of that block.
And that play was made exclusively by Lauren Gardner, diving away with one hand, saving the ball, putting it back in play.
Credit McDonald with a dive on a serve reception. It's sent over on a free ball. And a miscommunication by Ruetta and Gardner on the back end gives John Carroll a point. They trail at 9-5, but they go on serve, and it'll be Haley Nicholson who will do the honors. Right-handed serve played by Ruetta. Tight to the net. Zawadzki with a one-handed set. Tipped over by Luciano. Now it's tipped over by the Blue Streaks. Zawadzki sets it up. And an infraction called against the Yellow Jackets. And point goes over to the Blue Streaks. Nicholson on serve. Floating right-hander played by Schlecht. Up to Zawadzki. Quick tip by Luciano. Played by the Streaks over to Lynch on a tip. It's backed up by Zawadzki. Over to Gardner. Tight to the net. Weiner with a hit. It's blocked down by Lynch for a Blue Streak point.
Yeah, Luciano and Zawadzki there just looked like they got caught thinking that the other one was going to make the play. Neither of them get there, and it's an easy Blue Streak point, falls right in front of them.
The Yellow Jackets will burn their first of 2 timeouts here in this second set. And while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the timeout for the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Luciano, Zawadzki, Weiner, Gardner, Ruetta, and Schlecht on the floor for the Streaks. It'll be Jabinski, Nicholson, Little, Glow, Lynch, and number 11, Steph Conley. The Yellow Jackets hustle after it, but it's out of bounds. Last touch by BW, point to the Streaks. And just like that, that 6-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets dwindles down to a point as John Carroll has cut the deficit to 9-8. Nicholson on serve. Zawadzki with the set for the Yellow Jackets. Now big swing, and it's down for a kill by Gabby Schlecht. Katarina Blazetic subs in for Zawadzki and immediately goes on serve. Blazetic with the right-handed serve. Played by Glow. Up to the net, a tip at the net by Jabinski, and she's called for a palm of the ball. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Coach Benoit asks and gets the clarification that she sought on that call. Blazetic will stay on serve, and it's out of bounds. Tight to the line, just a little bit too wide. Maiozzi will come in for the Yellow Jackets, and she'll go on serve. Right-hander played by Ruetta up to Blazetic. Big swing by Alexis Smith, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill.
As we mentioned, Alexis Smith, a spark plug off the bench, averaging 1.94 kills in only 33 sets played so far on the season. Huge contribution off the bench.
Yeah, and she's getting better as the season's gone on, which is good news for the Yellow Jackets. Schlecht on the serve, and it's kept alive by the hustling Blue Streaks and played over on a free ball. Quick tip at the net by Blazetic, handled by John Carroll. Now Blazetic with a set over to Rueda. She hits it into a block. Gardner dives to keep it alive. Rueda off of a deflection out of bounds. Hits for a Yellow Jacket point. And it's 13-9 in favor of the Jackets.
Really,
you got to credit Lauren Gardner for keeping that point alive.
Oh yeah, for sure. Lauren Gardner played a great game all night so far, and really has been one of the stout defenders all season, as she should be for this Yellow Jacket squad.
John Carroll with a hit. It's Glow who sends it out of bounds. She tried to go far side back corner, and she sent it a little bit too long. So the Yellow Jackets build on their advantage and put it right back up to 5. It is now 14-9 with Schlecht staying on serve. Maiozzi receives it, and it caroms out of bounds off of her. It's an ace for the Yellow Jackets. Maiozzi was in position, but it hit her right arm and then bounced off of her left and caromed hard right into the stands here at Ursprung Gymnasium.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times in this set so far from the Blue Streaks. Just a couple of poor service receptions and some easy Baldwin Wallace points.
Schlecht on the serve, and it's out of bounds off of the first touch again. That's another ace for the Yellow Jackets, and they're in full command of this second set at 16-9.
And it's hard for us to tell up here, partner, but really it hasn't looked like these serves coming in have been too difficult to field. The Blue Streaks just not able to get to them in the right positions.
Yeah, Schlecht again with another ace as she gets Ellie Schenk diving to her left and not able to put enough on it to keep it alive. Now Maiozzi will come back in as Schenk will take a seat here in this second set. Schlecht stays on serve. 3 straight aces. Maiozzi with the reception. Now Glow with an outside hit. Played by Rueda. Over to Blazetic. Now to Smith. Left-handed shot played over the net. John Carroll will answer back, and it's wide of the sideline on the hit from Conley. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Conley listed at 6 foot, but she plays a lot bigger, has good range just off the mark on that shot. Schlecht stays on serve. It's received by Maiozzi, now tipped over. Schlecht will hand it over to Blazetic, now to Smith, right-handed tip, played over. Now the Blue Streaks send it right back. Blazetic with a set. Luciano with a tip, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. And with that, the Blue Streaks have seated up, and they are taking their second and final timeout of the second set. With this break in the action, want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, the proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the timeout, it's Smith, Gardner, Rueda, Luciano, Blazetic, and Schlecht on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. The Blue Streaks counter with Conley, Nicholson, Javinski, Maiozzi, Glow, and McDonald. They're going deep into the bench to try and get back into this one. Down 19-9 in the second set with Schlecht still on serve. Maiozzi with the reception. Glow with the hit. Dive by Gardner to keep it alive. Over to Rueda. Big swing is blocked at the net. Luciano keeps it alive. Blazetic with a set. Rueda puts it down off of the hands of Nicholson, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace.
Yeah, Blazetic to Rueda has been an unbelievable combo here tonight for the Yellow Jackets. So make sure we give some credit for sure to Blazetic for these great sets, some really wonderful assists so far in this game.
And she's had some great serves as well tonight. Blazetic with another set off the top of the net. Luciano's hit is played over by the Streaks. Low with the tip. Schleck up to Blazetic. Now tip at the net by Smith, and it's a point for the Blue Streaks. Off of the lift against the Yellow Jackets. McDonald will go on serve for John Carroll, down by 10, 20-10 here in this second set. And Gardner will receive it up to Blazetic, over to Rueda. There's that combo again, and it's out of bounds off of the Blue Streaks. Yellow Jacket point once more on a hit from Sam Rueda. Thurber comes back into the game or match for the Yellow Jackets, and seeing her first action today, the 5'9" sophomore outside hitter from Mentor High School, number 12, Ella Rogers. And Rogers will serve it up for the Yellow Jackets. Right-handed serve is too long. It's a point for the Blue Streaks off of the side out. And Rogers will quickly sub out with Isa Luciano checking back in momentarily. And then Gardner comes back in as the defensive specialist. Now Maziars will go on serve. It's received by Schleck. Up to Blazetic, over to Rueda, through a block, and it's out of bounds off of the Blue Streaks. It hit the pipe that extends from the net, and it's a Yellow Jacket point.
Yeah, Maziar is working real hard to save that one. Probably didn't need to, as it looked like it was already going to land out of bounds, but nonetheless saves it right into the pole. Baldwin Wallace point 3 points away from another set.
Serve reception played tight to the net. Maziar's with the set, a miss hit by Glow. She mistimed the jump based off of the trajectory of the ball and hit it into the net for another BW point. It's 23-11 with Olivia Zawadzki going on serve. And she muscles that one out of bounds on the side out. It's a point for John Carroll. Lynch will come in for Miozzi rather, and Glow will go on serve. It's received by Rueda, played up by Gardner, back to Rueda on a roll shot. Dive by two Blue Streaks, and it goes out of bounds. Hustle play by Glow and McDonald, but unfortunately they hit it out of bounds, and that puts the Yellow Jackets on set point with Sam Rueda to go on serve. And it's out of bounds. She tried to play it wide to the far side, and it was a little too wide and out of bounds. Jessica Little will go on serve. It's received by Rueda. Up to Zawadzki. Tip at the net, blocked by the Streaks, kept alive by Gardner, played over on a free ball by Zawadzki. Big hit by Lynch, blocked at the net. Zawadzki backs it up. Over to Gardner, now to Schlecht, and it's played up by the Blue Streaks. To Maziar's tip at the net, and set point goes to the Yellow Jackets on an infraction against the Blue Streaks. They now take a 2-0 lead as they claim victory 25-13 in that second set. We're going to switch sides and play the third set, but before we do that, we're going to step aside for a brief break. When we come back, third set action right here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's women's volleyball action in the Ohio Athletic Conference tonight as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host the John Carroll University Blue Streaks. We're heading into set number 3 with the Yellow Jackets in front, 2-0. They won the first set 25-20 and then took down the Blue Streaks in dominant fashion, 25-13 in set number 2. And Logan, as you mentioned early, the energy just seems palpably different from what it was a week ago when the Yellow Jackets fell in straight sets to Mount Union.
Yeah, and if you really look at the two games side by side, you can almost say it's entirely flipped. We were saying the exact same things we're saying about the Yellow Jackets tonight a week ago about Mount Union. Mount Union getting off to a fast start, getting the kills early. That's exactly what we've seen the Yellow Jackets do. We've been waiting and waiting for them to get into a rhythm at home, start to look like the team we know they can be, and tonight they have finally shown it through the first 2 sets.
Now is the hardest thing you have to do. You have to win that third one. You have to close out business tonight. And to start the third set, the Yellow Jackets will send out Gardner, Ruetta, Schlecht, Weiner, Zawadzki, and Thurber. John Carroll counters with Maziarz, Fulmer, Williams, McDonald, Lynch, and Little. Maziarz on serve. It's received by Ruetta. Over to Zawadzki, Thurber with the hit. Played by the Blue Streaks. Fulmer with a big swing. And for the first time tonight, John Carroll starts a set by winning the first point. Maziarz serve, received by Ruetta. Quick tip at the net by Zawadzki, played up by the Blue Streaks. Fulmer with a hit. Over a block. Gardner backs it up. Now to Zawadzki, big swing, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. That's Malia Thurber putting down the kill.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that once again the Yellow Jackets need a fast start here in this third set and just hope to pull away in the end.
Zawadzki on serve, dive to keep it alive by Williams. She has her shot blocked at the net. Somehow the Yellow Jackets keep it alive on a dive twice by Schlecht and then Gardner. Zawadzki on a free ball sends it over. But it's down, out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets on a block attempt on the ensuing rally by John Carroll. And that gives the Blue Streaks a 2-1 advantage. Williams on serve. It's received by Gardner up to Zawadzki. Quick hit by Thurber, and she clubbed it way out of bounds. Put a lot of mustard on that one, and that's a point for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, Thurber, like the rest of this Yellow Jacket squad right now, anxious to get a big win, but you just got to keep your composure at this point and stay rooted in what you've done all game.
Ruetta with a hit off of the Zawadzki set, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Getting back to basics, as you just said, gets the Yellow Jackets back on the board and within 1 point of the Streaks with Sam Ruetta on serve. Played up to Maziarz, now over to Lynch, tipped at the net. Zawadzki with the backup keeps it alive. Gardner sets it up. Quick hit by Schlecht, puts it over. Maziarz with the set. Lynch with a hit. Gardner with the dig. Ruetta plays it up to the net. Tipped by Malia Thurber, backed up by Maziarz. Now to McDonald, over to Lynch. Lynch's hit, played by Schlecht. Up to Zawadzki. Back row attack from Ruetta, kept alive by the Blue Streaks. Now Fulmer with a big hit. Dive by Ruetta to keep it alive. Weiner sends it back to Gardner on a free ball. She gets it over. Maziarz to Fulmer, and it's down for a Blue Streak point. You have to tip your cap to both sides on that one because that was one well-done rally.
Yeah, really hard-fought point. Obviously, Blue Streaks don't want to give up a 3-set win either. They want to drag this thing out and get the win themselves. And we've seen an increased level of intensity from the Blue Streaks coming out in this third set, for sure.
Maybe a little bit of urgency right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not always going to be pretty. Sometimes you have to win ugly. Jessica Little on serve. It's received by Gardner. Schlecht with a big hit. It's blocked at the net, but Weiner keeps it alive. Now to Schlecht again off of the Zawadzki set. It's played by the Blue Streaks. Fulmer with a flat-footed hit, handled by Weiner. Up to Zawadzki. Thurber with a hit. Played in the back row by Williams. Up to Maziarz. Now to Fulmer. Left-handed shot down right in front of the diving Sam Ruetta, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and the Blue Streaks making an effort to get Fulmer
she's definitely getting more involved as this match has gone on, and she throws off the timing a little bit, just like left-handers in boxing. It's a little bit different. And just as I say that, one of the Yellow Jacket southpaws come up with a point. That's Allison Weiner hitting it out of bounds off of a block attempt and down for a Yellow Jacket point with Lauren Gardner going on serve and Isa Luciano checking in to the match for the Yellow Jackets. Gardner's floating right-hander. Played up to Maziarz. Quick set, and it's down off the top of the net by Jabinski for the Blue Streak point.
Blue Streak so far doing a nice job of getting to their attack quickly and putting these balls down.
They're doing what the Yellow Jackets have done so well to this point. They're making quick work at the point of the points at the net. And Ellie Schenk checks in and promptly gets an ace and puts John Carroll in front 7-3 here in the third set.
Yeah, that ball just died on Sam Rueda. Nothing she can do but extend the arms and hope to get a piece of it.
Rueda on the reception, up to Zawadzki, over to Schleck. Through a block, it's played up by the Blue Streaks. Maziarz sets up Lynch. Rueda with a dig. It gets sent up to Zawadzki, over to Schleck, and she lifted the ball. And it gets called for it. Point for John Carroll. It's 8-3 in favor of the Blue Streaks. Jackets with a dose of their own medicine now, having to play from behind. Schenk on the serve, and it's an ace as Schleck looked like she got caught up on her own footing and couldn't play the serve. The Yellow Jackets take a timeout, down 9-3 in this third set. And with this opportunity, I should say, we want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Weiner, Luciano, Zawadzki, Gardner, Rueda, and Schleck. On the floor for the Streaks, McDonald, Lynch, Maziarz, Jabinski, Williams, and Schenk, who stays on serve. It's played by Rueda, up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner, and it's down off of the deflection for the Yellow Jacket point. Weiner and Zawadzki, the two who combined on that point, ironically enough, will check out, and Alexis Smith and Katarina Blazetic will check in, with Blazetic going on serve. It's received by McDonald. Took a funny carom, but somehow the Blue Streaks keep it alive. Now on a dive, and Blazetic can't get to it in time for his second hit. It's down for a Blue Streak point. Maiozzi will come in and serve it up. It's received by Gardner, up to Blazetic, over to Smith, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Alexis Smith with 4 kills. It's good for second on the team tonight. She's hitting at a 300 percentage. Schleck on serve, and it's an ace for the Yellow Jackets. They cut the deficit to 4. John Carroll leads at 10-6 in this third set. Schleck stays on serve. Maiozzi plays it up to Maziarz, over to Williams. Gardner with the dig, up to Blazetic, over to Rueda. Roll shot, dug out by Maiozzi, then a quick tip. It's set up for Alexis Smith again, and off of the block and a deflection off of Schlecht. It's a point for the Blue Streaks. McDonald drops back, and she'll go on serve for John Carroll. It's received by Rueda. Up to Blazetic, back to Rueda. It's blocked, out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point.
And there we can see the value of having Sam Rueda on the court. Obviously, we talk a lot about her on the attack, but little mentioned is that second on the team in digs is Rueda as well. So it really provides a nice bonus to you out there when one of your best attackers and hitters from the outside can also really dig out the ball and help you out defensively.
Yeah, she's not afraid to do what's necessary. Smith sends it over with a dive. It's kept alive by the Blue Streaks. Now Rueda with a dive to keep it alive for the Yellow Jackets. Up to Blazetic, over to Smith, and it's down. Oh. No, it's wide. I'm sorry. It was wide of the sideline.
I initially thought the same as you.
Yeah. Point for the Blue Streaks. They lead at 12-7 in this third set, down 2-0. Maziar's on serve, received by Rueda. Up to Blazetic, over to Smith. And this time it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. And I waited for the official to tell me it was down, so I didn't mess that one up.
Yeah, good call, partner. You're usually on the money, so we'll spot you one for that last one.
Well, they're a lot closer to the action than I am, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Olivia Zawadzki goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets, and it's an ace for BW. BW's had a lot of success on the serve tonight. John Carroll has had a boatload of trouble on reception.
Yeah, it's been a mix of really well-placed balls on the service for the Yellow Jackets, but also just some real bad receptions here as Rueda forcefully slams it down, and the Yellow Jackets within 2 points.
That is very reminiscent of what happened in the first set when there were 2 consecutive serve receptions that went over the net, and the Yellow Jackets just finished, did not play for a rally, and instead played for the point, and Zawadzki sends it into the net for a John Carroll point on the side out. They go in front 13-10.
Yeah, but as we were saying, partner, just not great reception on a lot of the service tonight for John Carroll. And that's something that the Yellow Jackets have taken wonderful advantage of.
Zawadzki sent it over on the second hit. John Carroll sent it right back. Now Zawadzki on the set. Rueda with a hit off deflection. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets, with Sam Rueda picking up the kill, and she'll go on serve. Rueda with a flat-footed serve. Played up to Maziar's, really tight to the net, didn't give Fulmer much of a lane to hit. Zawadzki hustles after it. It's sent over by Weiner, far side. Now played over to Fulmer, big left-handed swing. Dive by Sam Rueda to keep it alive. Over to Weiner, it's hit into a block, but it's a dive from Gardner that keeps it alive. Now Schlecht sends it over. It's played by a quick tip by Maziar. Zawadzki plays it over to Gardner, now to Weiner on a free ball. It's over the net and set up for Lynch, and it's through a block and down for a point. 14-11, John Carroll builds their advantage here in the third set. And it's Little going on serve, sorry.
No, Yellow Jackets really making them work for these points, though. Not going to give up anything cheap.
Gardner with the reception on a dive. Up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner, through a block. It's backed up by Gardner. Now to Zawadzki. Back row attack from Rueda, and it's into the net. A little too sharp of an angle on that one to get the point for the Yellow Jackets. Little will stay on serve. It's received by Gardner, up to Zawadzki. Quick hit from Thurber, handled by Maziarz. Now it gets set up for Lynch. Tip is blocked down for a Yellow Jacket point. They cut the deficit to 3, 15-12 here in this third set with Lauren Gardner going on serve. It's played up to Maziarz. Fulmer with a hit, and it's dug out by Rueda. Up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner. Backed up by Maziarz. Over to Fulmer again with a big hit. Off the top of the net. And it's a John Carroll point.
Unfortunate ricochet just grazed that far line here.
And with that, Schenk will go on serve once more. It's received by Rueda, and it'll go right over the net, and it's tipped down by Jabinski for a point. 2 quick points for the Blue Streaks. Gets the lead back out to 5 here in this third set, 17-12. Schenk gets the signal, sends the ball over. It's received by Schlecht. Up to Zawadzki, over to Schlecht on the left side, and it's down for the kill. Blazetic and Smith will come in. Zawadzki and Weiner will check out. Katarina Blazetic will go on serve. It's received by McDonald up to Maziar's. Big hit through a block attempt from Lynch, and it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Lynch will check out. Maiozzi will check back in, and she'll go on serve with the Blue Streaks in front, 18-13. It's received by Rueda, up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht, and it's wide of the line. Point for John Carroll. And with that, Coach Fultz decides that it is time to burn a timeout. And Logan, when you look at what's happening, the Yellow Jackets, what they were doing so well in those first 2 sets, John Carroll has now mirrored in this third set to build their advantage.
Yeah, the Blue Streaks have come out with a lot more clarity and a lot more composure in this third set, a lot more sure of their decisions on the court. Their communication's been better as well. And as a result, they've gotten some really nice balls hit over the net. They've been able to receive these serves with a lot more finesse and a lot better touch as they've responded here. So I think you knew it wasn't going to be easy. John Carroll, 13-6 on the year, obviously has been in some tight games, and they've been down before, and they know how to respond. So it wasn't going to be easy, and they've really challenged the Yellow Jackets here in this third set. But it's not over yet, and only down 6 points. We've seen the Jackets mount tougher rallies than this.
You know what's one thing I've noticed out of these timeouts, regardless of who calls it? The Yellow Jackets are the first team back on the floor, and they're almost waiting for John Carroll to step back on there. And it's much like a boxing match or an MMA fight when you have a fighter that either refuses to sit down on a stool or make sure that they're first up before the next round starts. They're trying to gain whatever edge they can against the Blue Streaks, and hopefully it plays to their advantage. And I think once again the broadcaster jinx rears its ugly head as the Yellow Jackets commit an infraction, and the point goes over to the Blue Streaks. They lead at 20-13 here in this third set.
Yeah, and to your point about the timeouts, partner, the Yellow Jackets often in this match have been first on the court, mainly because they've been playing so well. What they've been doing is working. I think it's really just a case of Coach Fultz just reminding them to stick true to what they've been doing and that they've been playing well. Don't try to do too much, and we can get back in this and earn the set.
So the Yellow Jackets get the point off of a kill, and they now trail it by 6, 20-14 here in the third set with Gabby Schlecht going on serve. And it's played by Maiozzi up to Maziar's. Big swing by Williams. A dive by Gardner to keep it alive. Blazetic over to Rueda, and Rueda saw that post, even though it's covered by padding, coming up in the purview really quickly, and she mistimed her jump and hit it into the net.
Don't let that padding fool you. That post is just as hard under the pads as it is without.
It's going to hurt regardless because you're coming with a full head of steam. Smith with a big left-handed swing sends it over for the Yellow Jackets. Now it's played over by Williams through a block. Rueda with a dive. Over to Gardner. Now to Smith. It's handled by the Streaks. Over to Williams through a block. It's down for a John Carroll point. And John Carroll now with a commanding 22-14 lead in that third set.
The Blue Streaks have been a lot better at the net as well in this third set, a lot better command of those blocks.
They've had much better passing as well. Rueda on the serve reception. Gardner keeps it alive. Blazetic on a free ball, sends it over. It's played up to Maziarz, over to Williams on the tip. Backed up by Blazetic. Over to Gardner, now to Rueda. Right-handed shot is somehow kept alive, but not for long, as the Blue Streaks can't elevate the second hit, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. Luciano with the serve for the Yellow Jackets. Maziarz on the set for the Streaks. Williams on a free ball, sends it out of bounds. Schleck looked like she was going to play it until one of her teammates said no, and she checked up just in the nick of time for that ball to land out of bounds for the Yellow Jacket point. Ella Rogers comes in for Isa Luciano, and Rogers will go on serve. Thurber also back for the Yellow Jackets. Rogers sends it over with the right hand, and it's played over near the net, then sent right back over by the Yellow Jackets. Maziarz with a set, Williams with a hit, and it's down for the Blue Streak point. Luciano and Gardner will come back in. Rogers and, well, Rogers will check out, and then Luciano will hustle back to the bench as well for Gardner to come in. Maziarz will go on serve. For the Streaks, it's received by Schlecht, and it's an ace as Rueda and Blazetic have a collision. Fortunately, both ladies are able to get up after that point, but the Blue Streaks are on set point now, leading at 24-16 here in the third set. Maziar's right-handed serve, played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic. Big swing, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Malia Thurber with the hit. Zawadzki and Weiner come back in with Zawadzki going on serve. Played up to Maziarz. Fulmer with a left-handed hit. It's out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Blue Streak still on set point, so the Yellow Jackets have plenty of work to do, down by 6. Zawadzki sends it over. It's played by McDonald up to Maziarz. Right-handed attack by Little, and it's an infraction against the Yellow Jackets to give the set point to the Blue Streaks. They take the third set 25-18. And we're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll have fourth set action for you right here from Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where we're headed to fourth set action in this Ohio Athletic Conference volleyball matchup between the cross-county rival Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and John Carroll University Blue Streaks. The Yellow Jackets took a 2-0 lead in this match via 25-20 and 25-13 wins in the first two sets, but the Blue Streaks have answered in the form of a 25-18 victory in the third set to force this best of five into the fourth set. The Yellow Jackets will start on serve out of the set break. It's Gardner, Schlecht, Weiner, Rueda, and Thurber, and Zawadzki on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Zawadzki will be on serve. It'll be Fulmer, Little, Williams. Williams on the tip. It's played by Weiner. Set up for Zawadzki. Big finish by Thurber. They're joined by, once again for the Blue Streaks, Fulmer, Williams, Little, McDonald, Lynch, and Maziars. John Carroll will hit right to left here in this fourth set. Yellow Jackets will hit left to right. And it's a kill for the Blue Streaks as Gabby Schlecht had that ball carry him off of her lower half of her arms and over her head out of bounds. We're even at a point here in this fourth set. Rueda on the serve reception has it go out of bounds. It's an ace for Williams. And again, another service ace. Credit Olivia Zawadzki with the hustle there. She was literally ready to lay it all on the line, and by everything, I mean including jumping on top of the scores table and maybe scaring a couple people in the process as well. Probably her coach in that group too. Zawadzki with a quick set after the good serve reception, and Thurber there for the finish for the Yellow Jackets. And just like set number 3, we're off to a 3-2 start in favor of the Blue Streaks, but the Yellow Jackets going on serve, and it'll be Sam Rueda serving it up. It's received by McDonald over to Maziars. Lynch with a hit. It was mishit, and somehow it still ended up going the way of the Blue Streaks as the Yellow Jackets sent it out of bounds. Little will go on serve. Played over and received by Gardner, now to Zawadzki. Schlecht with a big right-handed swing, and she puts it down for the Yellow Jacket point right in front of Maziars.
Yeah, beautiful angle on that hit. Just incredible power as well. Got that right down in front of the outside hitter there. Nothing they can do.
Gardner on serve. It's a short one played right over by the Blue Streaks on the reception. Zawadzki with the set. Weiner with a hit. Through a block. Out of bounds. Off the Blue Streaks. Point for the Yellow Jackets.
Good to see the Yellow Jackets starting to get back into that rhythm that they found in that second set. Lost it a little bit last set. I think just tried to do a little too much. Staying true to who they are in this fourth set so far, and it's paid dividends. Gardner
will serve it up. It's played by Maziars. Close to the net, but it's finished by Jabinski. Schenk will come back in, and she'll go on serve, looking to build on a 1-point lead for the Blue Streaks. They lead at 5-4 in this fourth set, down 1-2, and it'll be sent out of bounds for the side out to even things at 5. Zawadzki and Weiner check out. Blazetic and Smith check in. Blazetic goes on serve. And it's down for the ace. Williams let it go, and it was right on the line. Blazetic with the jumping right-hander, received by Williams, up to Maziars. Quick hit by Lynch, blocked down by Gabby Schlecht. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Blazetic stays on serve, hits it into the net. Point for the Blue Streaks on the side out. Yellow Jackets in front 7-6 with John Carroll going on serve and having a chance to tie it up. Mayos will go on serve. It's played by Rueda. Up to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht. It's hit over and sent right back over on the first shot by the Blue Streaks. And now Isa Luciano puts it down for the Yellow Jacket finish.
Really nice command so far in this fourth set. The Yellow Jackets have came out, wasted no time setting their best hitters, and it's now led to an 8-6 lead.
Schlecht with the serve. Blue Streaks play it over. Gardner sends it up to Blazetic, over to Rueda on the roll shot, gets it over. And an out of bounds call against the Yellow Jackets is signaled point for the Blue Streaks. And John Carroll cuts the deficit to 1. The Yellow Jackets lead at 8-7 here in this fourth set. Lexi McDonald will go on serve. And Gardner will receive it. Up to Blazetic. Over to Smith. And it's handled by the Blue Streaks, sent over on the tip on the second shot. Rueda takes it up to Blazetic. Over to Luciano, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point.
They've had a lot of success so far, Matt, attacking the middle in this fourth set. Not a lot of bodies there, just by chance for the Blue Streaks, and that's what they've chosen to go at, and it's been super successful in this first half of the first set, or the fourth set, excuse me.
Luciano on serve. It's received by McDonald up to Maziar's block at the net, but it's down for a Blue Streak point. Thurber had a little bit too much space between her and the net, and that let the ball get down for John Carroll point. Maziar's on serve. It's received by Schlecht up to Blazetic. Over to Smith. Blocked down. And it's a point for the Blue Streaks. We're even at 9 here in the fourth set. Maziar staying on serve. It's received by Schlecht up to Blazetic. Over to Smith. And it's out of bounds. Just a little bit too long. Point to the Blue Streaks. They lead it 10-9 here in the fourth set. Maziar's on serve. Rueda on the reception. Tipped down by John Carroll, but sent back over by the Yellow Jackets. And Williams tried to time it perfectly, and she fanned on the attempt. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And we're even at 10.
Seen that a fair amount today from the Blue Streaks, just misjudging some of the balls coming over and not able to get quality hits on them. And it's led to some pretty easy points for the Yellow Jackets, and we'll take that all night.
Absolutely. Zawadzki comes back in. Blazetic will check out. Weiner comes back. Luciano takes a seat for the Yellow Jackets. Zawadzki with the serve. It's played up to Maziar's tip at the net. Zawadzki backs it up. Gardner with a set. Over to Rueda. And off the first hit, it's somehow kept alive, but the Blue Streaks hit it over only after getting 4 attempts at it. That's the breaking of the rules and a point for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, credit the effort and hustle there by the Blue Streaks. Just not enough hits to get that thing over in time. And Baldwin Wallace now leads in this set.
Zawadzki with the hit. It's played up to, or with the serve rather. And good work by the Blue Streaks as Little with the finish. Haley Williams will go on serve for John Carroll. We're even at 11 in this fourth set. A Bronx cheer comes out from the men's volleyball team as they cheer on one of their own who's attending the court tonight. Weiner somehow keeps it alive and sends it over. And now the Blue Streaks put it down for the kill off of the deflection. It's a point for John Carroll.
I'm not even sure how the Jackets got that one back over.
I don't know, but off for Rueda, who kept it alive with a dive. Weiner somehow got it over and kept the rally alive. Now Thurber with a hit. Diving attempt by John Carroll, keeps it alive. Lynch with a hit, played by Gardner. Up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner, through a block, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. We're back to even at 12. And this has the makings of just back and forth volleyball the rest of the way, partner.
Yeah, I really think this set has been the best played by both teams. We've seen both teams really lock in for this fourth set, and it's made for some really exciting volleyball late in the match.
Sam Rueda was on serve for the Yellow Jackets, and the Blue Streaks said, nah, we'll take care of that one. They put it down for a kill going far side left, and they take the lead and take serve back over, but the Yellow Jackets trying to get back in it. Weiner hits it into a block. Jabinski with the block, puts it down for the Blue Streak point, and it's John Carroll 14, Baldwin Wallace 12 here in the fourth set. Little on serve. It's received by Gardner, up to Zawadzki, over to Weiner, who hits it over. Now Maziar's with the set. Lynch with a hit. Gardner digs it out. Up to Zawadzki, over to Schlecht. And it's close to the top of the net. And it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. John Carroll felt that BW reached over, and from my vantage point, I'm going to give that one to the Blue Streaks. I think they were right.
I do as well. Looking over, we have the advantage of being pretty much right even on this on the net here, and I'm with you. I do think that the Yellow Jackets reached over on that one.
The Yellow Jackets will go back on serve, and it's Gardner sending it over. Big hit from Fulmer, a diving attempt by the Yellow Jackets, and they can't keep it alive. Point to the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, and Fulmer's been a consistent hitter in this attack for the Blue Streaks so far. Kills leader on the season with 164 and over 2 per set. And look for Fulmer to be a big part of the attack going forward.
Well, she's not hurting herself tonight. She's already had 9 kills, 32 total attacks. Her hitting percentage is a little off, but still finishing at the net when given the opportunity. Jamie Snell into the match for the first time tonight, and she let a serve by John Carroll go long for the side out. Blazetic in to serve it up for the Yellow Jackets. Big swing is blocked by the Yellow Jackets. Now a tip by John Carroll sends it over. Gardner sends up Smith. It's played by John Carroll, sent over by Lynch, dug out by Snell. Up to Blazetic, tight to the net, hit over by Schlecht, handled by John Carroll. And Snell with a dive, hits it with the left hand. It's sent over on a free ball by Blazetic. Kept alive by John Carroll. Big swing at the net, through a block, and it's down for a point. Jabinski with the finish.
Yeah, nice somersault dive there by Snell, who had just come into the game. But yeah, credit the Blue Streaks. Another nice finish, and they've got a 2-point lead now.
The ball always seems to find the one person who just checked into the match, but credit Snell with the dive to keep it alive. Maiozzi with the serve. It's received by Snell. Up to Blazetic. Over to Smith. Big swing. And John Carroll will send it over on the third hit on a free ball. Snell up to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht. And a dive keeps it alive. Now to be punched over by the Blue Streaks. Blazetic with the set. Big swing and a finish at the net for a point by Isa Luciano.
Yeah, Luciano having a huge set right at that middle hitter position. She's been attacking the middle exceptionally well and has been efficient on the kill in this fourth set.
Gabby Schlecht will go on serve for the Yellow Jackets. They're down 16-15 here in the fourth set. Maiozzi on the reception, up to Maziar's. Big hit, dive, keeps it alive for the Yellow Jackets, but it goes into the net, and Blazetic can't elevate it enough to keep it alive for a third hit. Blue Streaks in front by 2, 17-15 here in the fourth set, and Lexi McDonald on to serve it up for John Carroll. It's received by Gardner, up to Blazetic. Big swing at the net by Luciano, played up by the Blue Streaks. Williams with a hit, and it's down for a John Carroll point.
Largest lead here in a while for the Blue Streaks, even though it's only 3 points. But I think this is a critical one to get if the Yellow Jackets really don't want to let them get up 4.
And that's why they set up Sam Rueda, their leading hitter of the night. And she gets kill number 17 in 37 total attacks, hitting at a .278 percentage tonight. Ella Rogers comes in. She'll serve for the Yellow Jackets. And it's played by the Blue Streaks. Maziarz with a quick tip. Blazetic hits it. Schleck sends it up. Now to Smith. And it's received by the Blue Streaks. Williams with a big hit. Through a block. Rueda sends it back over. Tip attempt at the net. And Maziarz got blocked by the net. And it's down on John Carroll's side.
Yeah, that net man. Watch out. Watch
it's like
out.
A turf monster in football.
Oh, yeah. That'll just come right up there and get you as if it had hands, right?
Yep, absolutely. Hey, sometimes you have to blame it on something besides just plain old luck. And John Carroll, despite having an 18-17 lead in this fourth set, they elect to call a timeout. While we have this break, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's game on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Rogers to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Maziarz tracks it down. It's sent over on a free ball. Played by Schleck. Up to Blazetic. Over to Smith. It's dug out by the Blue Streaks. Now to Williams. Blocked down. Somehow kept alive by the Yellow Jackets. Tipped over by the Blue Streaks. Tipped right back by John Carroll. Rueda with a hit, with a roll shot. Diving attempt keeps it alive for John Carroll. Williams with another hit. It's Rogers who will dig it out. Up to Blazetic. Over to Rueda. And this one is down for a Yellow Jacket point off of the first hit. We're back to even at 18 in the fourth set.
Huge rally and massive point there for the Yellow Jackets as this building absolutely erupted at that point. We're all even with 7 points to go, and you couldn't ask for a much better fourth set, could you?
No, not at all. Rogers on the serve. It's mishandled, but sent over by the Blue Streaks. Now a dive by Schleck keeps it alive for the Yellow Jackets. Smith on the hit, sends it wide. It's a point for John Carroll. John Carroll back on serve and with a 19-18 lead in this fourth set. Maziarz will go on serve. Floating right-hander, received by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, over to Rueda. And Sam Rueda hits it into the net for a John Carroll point. And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. It's a timeout by the Yellow Jackets. And once again, while we have this opportunity, we want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. And you know who's enjoying that point right there? The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, as Malia Thurber puts it down for the kill. and gives the Yellow Jackets the serve and a chance to even things up in this fourth set.
Yeah, Thurber started out really strong in this fourth set, comes back in, and no drop off in that energy levels, puts it down right away.
Zawadzki serve played up by the Streaks, tip at the net. It's wide of the line. We're back to square at 20 apiece. And the Yellow Jackets with a chance to storm in front right here with Olivia Zawadzki on serve. Jumping right-hander, received by the back row. Goes straight up, so now Williams will hit it over on a back row attack. Gardner handles it up to Zawadzki, over to Rueda. Blocked, it's kept alive by Gardner, over to Zawadzki, back to Rueda. And this one goes straight up after being dug out by Mazzio. And it's down for a point for John Carroll. They go in front 21-20.
Yeah, nice effort by Gardner there, just not able to get to it. Didn't have the reach, but hey, you couldn't ask for much better than this to end the set right here. 21-20 on the back end of a very, very close match.
We have an ace by John Carroll as Williams' hit is not handled by the Yellow Jackets, and John Carroll goes in front 22-20 here in the fourth set. And it's long on the side out point for the Yellow Jackets. 22-21, BW trails with Sam Rueda going on serve. Received by McDonald up to Maziarz. Fulmer with a tip, played by Weiner. And the Yellow Jackets don't get a second hit on it. It's tipped down by the Blue Streaks. They take a 2-point edge, 23-21 here in this fourth set. BW burns their final time out of the set. And maybe a missed opportunity right there for the Yellow Jackets, but still chance to get back into this one and win this fourth set.
Yeah, I believe Thurber and Weiner really just thought it was that last ball was just going to go over. Unfortunately, not able to judge it correctly, and it falls for a Blue Streak point. But I really think that these last couple points, really back and forth, and you've got to give credit to both sides, but what needs to happen here is they need to get to the attack quick, they need to set their best hitters, and they need to get it down in the middle where they've had success so far in this set if they want to make up the deficit.
Yeah, excellent point, and John Carroll really has done a much better job in this third and fourth sets, I should say, to control the pace of play. The Yellow Jackets been a little bit on their heels. Time for them to step up and try and get back even with the Blue Streaks and then surge ahead. Out of the timeout, it is Jabinski, Fulmer, Lynch, Maziarz, Williams, and Little on the floor for the Blue Streaks. Little will be on serve. Zawadzki, Weiner, Thurber, Schlecht, Gardner, and Rueda on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Side out off of the serve. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And we have Lauren Gardner going back on serve.
Yeah, and you'll take a service error when you're down 2 with less than 5 points left to go, right? I mean, that's exactly what John Carroll didn't want to happen. It's exactly what the Yellow Jackets needed.
Diving serve reception to keep it alive. Fulmer with a big hit. It's blocked. Issa Luciano at the net. Comes up with the Yellow Jacket point.
And Luciano, second on the team in block attempts and first in total blocks with 29 on the year. She has crushed that total, adding to it tonight. And we're, as you said, all tied up at 23. Extraordinary execution coming out of the timeout.
That's how you want to come out of a timeout right there. Strong play by the Yellow Jackets, and credit the young ladies for sticking with it. 23-all here in this fourth set. First one to 25, got to win by 2. We'll play extra points if we have to. The Yellow Jackets looking to close this one out. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital's Jasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket women's volleyball match on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Gardner on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's received by Williams, up to Maziarz. Fulmer with a hit. And a miscom in the back row for the Yellow Jackets results in John Carroll getting the point and going on set point with a chance to even the match at 2 sets apiece. And it'll be Schenk who goes on serve. It's received by Schleck. Up to Zawadzki, now to Luciano. Tip at the net. It's somehow kept alive. Sent over on a free ball by the Blue Streaks. Zawadzki with a set. Over to Weiner. Off of a block. It's controlled by the Blue Streaks. Now Lynch with a big hit. And she sends it out of bounds. 24-all here in the 4th set. With the Yellow Jackets to go on serve. It'll be Katarina Blazetic who will serve it up. And it's an ace for the Yellow Jackets as it's hit out of bounds by the Blue Streaks. Yellow Jackets on set and match point.
Yeah, one of the problems for the Blue Streaks all night. Rears its ugly head again. A miss hit off the serve, allowing an ace. And now, as you said, set point.
Big swing from Jabinski. And it evens things at 25 with the Streaks going on serve.
Who doesn't love some free volleyball, huh, partner?
Yeah. I love a good volleyball match, and this one has lived up to the hype between these cross Cuyahoga County rivals. Maiozzi will go on serve, and it's received by Schlecht. Up to Zawadzki, now to Luciano. Down for the Yellow Jacket point, and it's match point once again for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And I think it's only fitting that it's Gabby Schlecht, who in the second set had about 10 consecutive straight points and 3 service aces on serve. Maiozzi on the reception. Up to Maziarz. Tip at the net. It's blocked by the Yellow Jackets. Now McDonald keeps it alive. It's sent over by Williams. Blazetic up to Zawadzki to Rueda. Down for the Yellow Jacket point, and that's match point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets as they come alive late in this 4th set to defeat the John Carroll University Blue Streaks 3-1 via 25-20, 25-13, 18-25, 27-25 count tonight. What a match by the Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely correct, Matt. Huge win in the conference, brings it back to 500 on the season and in conference play, taking out number 4 ranked John Carroll. They slammed the door shut at the end just when it seemed the Blue Streaks might get enough momentum to push it to 5 sets. Really nice job, especially in those last couple points, coming out of the timeout focused and taking care of business here tonight in a crucial OAC match.
Taking a look at some individual statistics, we called their name a lot tonight. Sam Rueda, 19 kills. How about this? Gets a double-double tonight as she puts down 14 digs as well. She also had 6 serve receptions against just 1 serve error. Malia Thurber had 8 kills. Alexa Smith had 7 kills. Gabby Schlecht had 6. Weiner and Luciano finished with 5 each, leading the way defensively. No surprise here, Lauren Gardner, 20 digs.
I mean, what can you say? Gardner's been the stalwart defensively. As you said, Rueda leading the team all season in kills, second in digs. Once again, nothing changes about that tonight. The Yellow Jackets stick to who they are, get the job done, and they looked like a complete team for the first time at home this season.
The Yellow Jackets, with that victory, improved to 9-9 overall, 2-2 in Ohio Athletic Conference play, and nothing sweeter than beating that team from University Heights for your first victory on the home deck this year. John Carroll falls to 13-7 overall, 2-2 in Ohio Athletic Conference play. They are now 5 7-3 away from home. The Yellow Jackets will next be in action when they host a tri-match on Saturday as they welcome Muskingum and Juniata to Ursprung Gymnasium. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace and for my partner here in the booth, Logan Rogers, thank you very much for joining me on this one. It was a pleasure to call this game with you.
Yep, Matt, and we'll look forward to another one next week, a good one.
Absolutely.
And what a night for volleyball.
A great night for the Yellow Jackets once again. 25-20, 25-13, 18-25, 27-25 winners over the John Carroll University Blue Streaks. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florchancic saying have a great night, everybody, and go Jackets!